Good morning, everyone. It is a Monday morning after New Year's, and here we are once again. You found Walk the Web, and I'm Dr. Aaron Dishno, and today I'm going to be doing some Blender 2.8, so 2.81, whatever it is. But I'm going to be doing some Blender, and we're going to continue working on our paintball arena and see if we can't keep it going, build some more into it, make it fancy, whatever we're going to do. But going to jump right in and see if we can't complete some buildings or start adding some textures or whatever. I don't know. I got a lot of design stuff to do still before I can add the textures, but you know, it's all part of the process. So going to jump back in there and see what we can create. So this here is what I have so far. I'm kind of mapping out some paths and getting an idea of what I want to do. These ramps, some of them will be replaced by actual stairs. Other ones are going to be moved a little bit, kind of getting the idea of where I want them to be. I practice walking up and down it a little bit with my avatar so I can make sure that I can go up and down the steps properly. But as you can see, we've got our little building in the back there. That's our home base kind of idea. And then I'm going to be tweaking a bunch of this to see what I can do with it. I am not copying something exactly, but I am getting some inspiration from this picture here. So this kind of idea of where it has some type of compound, some type of little building areas to tuck into and shoot from. Just the main idea of being able to get around and run in between the different areas, have some passes in between, some stairs, some ramps. Some of them will be more formal buildings. Some of them will be just little pass-throughs and areas to walk under, through, or over, whatever. So this is kind of giving me the inspiration of what I want to do. And with that said, I'm going to start tweaking this a bit and see what we come up with. First thing is, no matter what, I don't like the way that all turned out. There we go. Okay, so let me see what I can do with this. The first thing I'm going to do is debating if I'm going to move this over or get rid of it altogether, and then build it back in as I put those ramp steps in and stuff after I build the building piece of this. I like the idea of going up this ramp from our own home base, so that's not a bad idea. But I think I'd want stairs or something down the other side so that the enemy really has to climb upstairs or walk past them or something. So I don't think I like the ramp idea on this side. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's go to a wireframe so I can see all my points. And I'm gonna select some points over here, get rid of, these points over here. Every one of these. We'll build off that section and keep on adding things as we go, but for now, I'm gonna hit the delete key and delete vertices. That gets rid of that section over there. The other thing I'm gonna do is I need to turn on screen keys so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, as I click things, notice it'll tell you what I have on my screen. And I'm not covering that with any of my own photo picture here or whatever. But I do see that, I need to tweak this a little bit. Let me see. Since the picture down here tends to have a lot of this stuff on it, let me see if I can't move my webcam. Let me see if I can tweak and move that a little bit over so you can always see what I'm doing in this bottom right corner. I'm going to hide a little bit of the screen, which is going to, it's going to hurt a little bit. But this way you can see the section down below. I think that's a little more important at this time. Okay, so I've moved. Let's see, did that work? Yes, I moved myself. Thank you. Okay, that'll make it a little bit easier. Now you can see the properties window fully, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing as I go. That should help. Okay, so for starters, the first thing I'm going to do here is this section itself. I want to extend this out and make this a little wider than the normal path, because when you run up there, it's kind of a little building. So let me see how we've got the little building here. That's going to be what I'm aiming for. I'm going to move that over there for the minute, just so you can see it. Okay, so I'm building a little area like this, kind of. It's inspired by that. Well, that's what we'll say. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is, you know what, I think I am going to remove this area over here just by grabbing these 2 points down here, delete the vertices. Now it's not in the way, and I'll be able to work with it and create something as I go. Okay, so I want a root cut about there. Yeah, that works. You know, I could move it over a little bit. Somewhere around there. I want a root cut on this side, and I'm going to make that one somewhere around, I'm going to go too wide. I think I'll make it around that wide. Okay, the next part is from that. Now I need to take, let me think how I want to do this. These 2 points, trust me how I do this here. I'm going to take these points and these points. I'm going to, I don't even know if this is going to work. I'm going to extrude them and then hit enter so that I have some more points there. And now I'm going to select from that well, how do I select between those points when they're in the exact same position? G, let's see, what direction is that? Y? No. GX, we're going to move over, oh, that's that direction, sorry. GY is what I want. I'm going to off-center them just 1 for now, just so that I can grab between the different points. I want this point, that point, that point, and that point. And I'm going to move it GY, and I'm going to go this way with it. Now you can see the method to my madness. I move those points off center just so I know which ones I'm grabbing. But now if I make this, for example, go about, let's see, what's the width going? I don't want to make this too big of a room. Let's go, okay, so let's go 5. Let's try 5. And now that I have this point out here, I'm going to move these 2 points, GY, and I'm going to go -1 because I had only moved them 1 to begin with. And the little trick is that I can take this and edge, subdivide, and this edge, subdivide. And the reason I did that is because now it's easy to take both those points and merge them and make this a full square again, a rectangle. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take that point, 2, 3, 4, and GY. I'm going to move those out about 5, okay, a -5. And now this and this point, GY, -1. Now they're all lined up. Split the 2 edges here, subdivide, and here, subdivide. And by doing that gives us another point in the center. Merge these points. So I've created a box area out of that. And from there, now I have a little bit of a section I can work with. I I kind of want to, you know what, we're going to do this a lot cleaner. Let me move this to there. Well, here's the deal. I'm going to do this by cleaning up a couple faces at the same time. I'm going to take this face and this face. Click it. There it goes. Those two faces, delete faces, and look at the points. Take this one, merge it to there. There's a reason for that. The textures go neater when they don't have the points in the middle of an area. So by doing this, I kind of clean up the textures at the same time. Okay, so I've got that section there, and now if I take this section, I can actually extrude it. I can separate it into different sections of what I need it to be. In this case, I'm going to have a ramp coming down this side, and then something else coming down this side, but I want it off-centered. So if I take and do a loop cut, let's try 3 loop cuts. And that's not too bad. What I could do is take this one and this one, snap cursor to selected, and if I scale this, scale Shift Z, then it won't go lower. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that. I want to scale just in the X direction, and I'm going to move them both out, but I want them to be kind of even. So this allows me to do that. Okay, so one's going to be going up and the other's going to be going down. Now I'm going to need to create walls around this point. So I'm going to do another loop cut here, and I'm going to move it about the thickness of a wall that I want it to be, which will be minus, let's see, minus 0.6, and I can repeat that on this side, and make that one make it 0.6. That was a minus 0.6, that's a 0.6, gets them pretty even. Now I'm going to do a loop cut this other direction. Catches everything. Never mind, not going to do it that way. The next way to do it is to take a segment, which would be here. You know what? I can do this even easier. If I take this edge here, all these edges, and extrude the Y direction and bring it out 1 point, I don't know, what do I need? About, let's see what 1.3 looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I can do the same thing over here. It's an easy way to get some more points. I'm making the walls. If you can't tell, I'm making the walls. Okay, so take this one, extrude Y, move it out, which if I did a 1.3 last time, this would be a negative 1.3. That should be pretty even walls on both sides. And now I can take from there, how high is this, by the way? Tools, item, there we go. Right now this is 20 high, so I'm going to be lowering the walls 20 down. At the same time, I kind of need to I want to put a door down below. I think I'll craft the door in that section. Okay, I'll just pull them all down for now. So if I take this, that, I'm just grabbing all these little areas that I created. I can also move them around a little bit, see them a bit better. Get each one of them. now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude these, and I'm going to make it the Z direction, and I'm going to come straight down, and I should go a -20, should put me right at the ground since they were 20 high. And there's my first starting box of where that's going to be. Okay, and from there, now I want to make it go outward a little bit on top. Let me see I'm going to do this as some solid geometry for a second just to get a glimpse of it. Yeah, I thought so. The faces disappear on the top because I pulled that one all the way down to the bottom. So I can recreate these faces on the top and have some pieces up here. Technically, I'm going to do it that way. So if I grab this, I can recreate by grabbing the points, click F for face, and we're recreating each of these faces. The other thing I can do to make it a little easier is a straight up and down view. Oh, that didn't help much. Let's go inside the building. Zoom in. Yeah, okay, that didn't help. Okay, we'll keep it on an angle. Come on. There we go. Move it around a little bit here. Grab the points, click F. And I could probably grab all the points and do it, but I know this works. You do what works, right? Face and these 4 points to there. Notice I didn't want to create them to right there. I already have those points, and I need this one to go all the way across. Face and face. Just going all the way around the outside edges. Okay, the next step is I want it to be a little bit overhang so that it's not all sitting on that exact same level. So I'm going to do some more extruding from right here. It doesn't even have to go far, but I do want to extrude in the Y direction, and I'm going to pull that out just enough that we create another wall segment that isn't directly over the other one. And I can do that. Okay, I gotta think about this one. Okay, 1.3 gets it out there. Take these segments here. Y direction and a -1.3. That'll give me those sections. And now I can create this other piece, which, you know what, I need to take. I've got this section right here. I think I can do a loop cut on that. And no, it's not going to give me that piece right there. Goes that direction, but not so much this other way. Okay, what I can do is highlight both the edges, which is this. Wait a minute. Yeah, see that piece. Grab this piece here and that piece there. And I'm going to, let's see, what do I want to do? I want to subdivide it. That's a little bit of what I'm going to do. I know it gives it both directions, which I don't necessarily want. I'm thinking. If I take I'm trying to do this scientifically so I don't end up with a bunch of pieces all over the place. But I can do this. What this does is it allows me to get rid of a couple of these points. And okay, the next thing I'm going to do is grab this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm making the doorway, if you haven't noticed where that's ending up. Okay, so subdivide those, and I'm going to get rid of some points again. I don't need so many points, but I like how that goes a little bit inside of where this ramp is. And so this is going to be the upward, and then it's going to leave a doorway in the center. So what I want to do is move some points. And I'm getting rid of that center section too. And this is the whole reason, because I manipulate points like this, that's the whole reason I don't put textures on until I'm done designing what I'm going to do. Because what will happen is the textures will take on the view of the points, and if you move one point or do something with it, you're going to stretch the textures with it. So the UL editing always has to be last in what I'm doing here to make it all come up right. So this one, and this one, Alt-M. And this one goes to there. And this one to there. And one more. Okay. Here we go. One more here. Okay, so I'll clean that up a little bit. And the first thing is, this is not the ground level. This is actually the ceiling level, you could call it, of the piece below me, or I can make it the ground level. But to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, there, 3 and 4. I'm going to take those 4 points, and I'm going to extrude and enter GY. Oops, sorry, not GY. Let's go GZ, and I'm going to bring those points down, which is going to create my basically ceiling floor layer. I'm going down, let's see, I could go down 1. It doesn't have to be very thick. 1.5, how's that look? Oops, negative. Negative 1.5. That's not too bad. Okay, and then since I have my 4 points, all I have to do is take those 4 points. Well, before I do that, I'm going to take these 4 bottom points, go to wireframe so I can see the other ones there, and I got to make sure I get the right one there. Yes. That one's good, and that one's good. Okay, just making sure I get the right ones. And when I put a face on those 4 points, then I already know the face needs to be, mesh needs to be normals flipped, because that was going to be the direction I'm sitting, which is above it. And so to make sure it's a ceiling on the inside, I have to have it down, the normals flip the other direction. If you want to see the normals at any point in time, all we have to do is turn that on. And I have them up all the way to 2 just so I can see them. Okay, so from here, let's look. The piece that I just made is right in the center, and it is facing up. I did it backwards, even after saying that. Okay, that's why I checked. Normals, flip, now it's facing down. See, now when I'm inside that piece, that will actually be facing the right direction. The top pieces are all facing up because nothing's in between those two. Okay, that's a good sign. I think we got them in the right direction now. I can turn off the normals. They kind of, sometimes it's good to see them, sometimes they kind of get in the way, so I'm just going to hide them. Now what I want to do is create the edges, the sides of that piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. F for face. Rotate it. And I can slide it over a little with the hand tool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click face, F for face, and okay, sometimes it actually helps to see the solid geometry, so I'm going to go switch back to that so I can see when I put these pieces in place. Now, for example, that one, I highlighted all 4 of those corners and face didn't work. There we go. Oh, no, now there's 2 of them. Okay, so let's grab these 4 corners again. Oh, it's right on that face. No wonder it's overlapping that face. So what I can do is, now that I have that, see, I didn't make that stand out from the piece below it. So technically, I don't need this whole piece. I can either extend it out or I can wipe it out. And let's see what's better here. I think it's better to, if I just take this point. No, there is no point there. Let me think. I think it's better to use it. So put the face on there. When the face is highlighted, I can extrude Y direction. No, I think it's X direction, sorry. Extrude X direction and bring that out just a little bit so it's not directly below the other one. And we can do this one at negative 0.8. Yeah, 0.7. There we go. That looks kind of good. And it's probably an empty. No, it's actually got something there. Okay, which means I'll be moving the end of that ramp, which the ramp I'm not worried about yet because the ramp will be the connector, and I'll do that after the fact. We have this side now, which I will take. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is clean up this little face here because we do not need it. Delete faces only, and I could say face and edge, but delete this edge, face and edge, and I'm going to do this other side first because I got to do the same thing over here. So take this 4 corners, repeat the same process we did on the other side, which is take the 4 corners, create a face, then I want to extrude that face in the X direction and bring it out this way, which is positive 1.3, and that should give me, I did the other side a lot smaller. I can move those points. I did this 0.7. I don't know why I did that. I should have done 1.3 again, but I can fix that just by the wireframe. Grab my points for here, here, and there and there. Since I did 1.7 and I need 1.3, I need a 0.6 more. So GX, and move them this way, negative 0.6. That should give me my full distance. That's better. Shouldn't have had to do that, but hey, it's life. Okay, so this one was extruded, and now that I've extruded it, I want to come back and do this side. Reason is there's an extra face here, extra face, and there. I'm going to delete the faces first, grab this edge, get rid of the extra edges there and there. And edges and faces. Okay, so then when I grab the corners, here, there, there, and there, Now if I put a face on that, it's all the way across. Why is this one an edge? Did I not grab the right edge when I did that? Let me see. Did I kill something on this side? No. I know I grabbed an edge over there. Make sure I didn't grab something I shouldn't. And that all looks good. Okay, click in these 4 places, put a face on that, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I can even get rid of some points because I'm not going to need this point down here, but I'll do some point cleanup at the end. Okay, so from this position, I have a face over here to get rid of first. Delete face. Then I need to grab these edges, that one and that one. Delete. Okay, now I can grab the points from here, here, there, and there, and create a face there. Okay, so now I have the platform on the top and the sides, and now I'm going to take these pieces and go upwards. So how do I want to do this? For starters, this section, well, let me see what I've got. Let's look at the picture a little bit. Okay, so they put a window in there and then a doorway above, just wide open, the direction it's going to go down. That's where it's going to go down on this side. This is where it's going to go down on this side. I can implant a little shooting window into there afterwards. So what I want is this one. You know what? I'm going to get rid of some points here because if I don't, then I'm gaining extra segments in this piece that I don't need. I think it's easier to take this. Sorry. Okay, so if I highlight these 3 points, Alt-M, at last, these 3 points. I don't need this one, but I do want that one. Well, there's a way to do this. I collapsed in the wrong direction. That one I don't want to do quite that way. I'm going to get this one to there. I want to bring these to here. It's part of cleaning up. Get rid of points that we don't need. Ooh, that one ripped the fat. Oh, that's why, because we're just going to there. At last. And this one, I gotta be careful. This one I'm going to move to there. This one I can do the same thing. Oh, wait a minute. That one I want to leave. I got a method to my madness here. I'm leaving a little piece of wall. Oh, that is the piece of wall from there to there. Okay. Just gotta make sure I don't take too many of these. And then this can go this way. This one to there. Just thinking this out loud, making sure I don't take points that I want to use. So this can go this way. And this one to there. And these collapse also. I have no reason to leave that there. Okay, just collapsing some points that I'm not using, keeping the textures square. This particular one needs to go. Okay, so if I take this one to there, and this one to there. I know, I could have just thought, hey, get rid of the inner circle, and I probably would have done the same thing. I've got one more I need to clean up here. If I take that one and subdivide it, I get the point in the middle of it, and I can grab that middle point and just collapse it to there. There we go. Okay, so now I have pretty much evenly kept each one of these pieces. I want to see that I have this done right. That's all the way across. That's not good. We need to fix that. We need a point right there and there so that we can lift these areas, or actually I want it to overlap. I need it to be in this area something. So I did this before and I just ruined it and got rid of all of it. Okay, I'll get rid of some of the bottom cleanup here in a minute too, but for now, these two sections, yeah. Subdivide gives me 1 point in the middle, and if I subdivide them again, I know I already did this, but I just blew it and erased it all, so I'm going to fix it. Actually, I think I did it on the levels that were inward from this, so it just needed to be done. Take the points and zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to tweak that. Let's go this way. And from here, now I do not need all of these points, so I'm going to push these to there. At last, push this, no, that one to there. Wait a minute, that isn't the one I want. That's the one I actually want. No, okay. There we go. Push. Now all these, I don't need them at all, so I'm going to push them to there. Don't need a center reference on this particular piece. And this one, that one, I don't even know what that one was. Alt-M at last. I'll have to do some cleanup on the levels below this, but hey, this is all part of the tweaking here. Take that one, that one, that one, and that one. Alt-M. That one to there. And that is fine. Make sure I didn't mess that up on the other side. Yep. Okay, and we're almost there. Go to there. Alt-M at last. Okay, now the other side. Do the same thing here, which is this. Go all the way to there. Alt-M at last. Take no, don't take that one. Take that one. And take that one to there. Okay, all these go to there. And this go to there. And this. Come on. Go to there. And finally, the corner. Come on, click 4 spots in a row here. And there we go. Oops. Okay, so what I've done is I've tweaked a little bit of that stuff so that we can easily see it. Let me back up a little bit. And now I have nice clean edges. I've got a little section there on the bottom to fix. Let's do that real quick. I just need this to go to there. Take this one over here to there. And I'm sure I did it on all sides. This is not the inside wall, this is the outer wall, so that's why I'm able to tweak this and not screw up the inside of the room. And circle around here, keep going. Let's get it on the screen. Take that one to there. I know if I rotate it far enough, I could get both sides at the same time, but yeah, easy enough. And finally, okay, and now we have pretty much the thing we want. There may be some cleanup on that bottom edge, but we'll do that afterwards when we do the bottom room. Okay, so now I have these pieces in place, and I can select this one. Which way am I facing? There's my building. I want this one and that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay, so now by grabbing these pieces, I'm going to extrude these, and I want to go up all the way to, well, we could go 20 high, which would be a full height. We could go 15 high, which would actually be pretty cool. Let's see what that looks like. Those are the entrances. We'll make some windows in this, so that'll kind of peek out some other areas. Instead of just 20, I kind of want to make it, let's go, we could go 15, that way it's not a full height. And we'll go 16, I kind of like that number, works as good as any others. And so now that is the basic area for where people are going to run into and be able to hide. There's going to have something going down this way. That's going to have something going down that way. We'll put a window here and a window here. Well, actually, do we want a window on our own side? Make it where we can see out that way, but they can't see in this way. Gives us more of a protection feel to it since this is our side of the map. Okay, and let's take a little look. They put a window on both sides. I guess to be fair, yeah, it could be easier. They didn't do a ramp up each side. I kind of took it from one of these other ones. So making my own, like I said, inspired from that piece, but I'm still making my own design. Okay, so from that, to put a window in here, what I'm going to do is, let's first see if I can do a loop cut in here. Is it going to play nice and let me do a loop cut? Yes, it is. Okay, so loop cut, I'm going to divide it in 4. Now let's make it 3. That's halfway, that's there. Kind of like that. Okay, and there. Let me go to Z so we can actually see what I'm doing. There's the loop cuts. I'm going to do the same thing on this back one here as I do it so that I'm kind of getting the same design the whole time. So then it'll be symmetrical. Okay, based on that, I'm going to split this other direction. I know I bounce back and forth to solid and loose just so I can see where it's going. I'm going to do a loop cut this other direction. Is it going to grab it? No, it's not going to let me do a loop cut this other height. Yeah, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, fine. I'll have to do subdivide to do it. So go back to something we can see here. See, that's also, oh, that was part of the reason. Notice how it did it loop cut 3 sides. Okay, so what I have is I have a solid side on this side, but yet it's looped on the other side. So for whatever reason, I guess it likes this side better. Let me see if it'll loop cut here. No. Oh, that's funny. Okay, fine. Whatever works. If it's going to allow me to loop cut there, I'm going to cut that in 2. No, actually, back up, do 1. I only need 1 loop cut. That will work. Just trying to get it in some place I can make it work for the other side afterwards. So loop cut here. Catch that and leave it where it's at. Now, with those loop cuts in place, notice they're on the inner wall, and none of them went on the outside wall. But it went on the edges too, which is a good thing because now I can actually do something with that. Let's go back to solid for a minute. If I take this wall and delete it, edges only, now I have the design in here that I can work with. So from the points, it didn't go this direction either. So we're going to help that a little bit by taking this piece on the edge, grab this edge. Actually, is that even the right edge? Yeah, I'm going to use that edge. And I'll take that and subdivide it, and then subdivide it again, which makes the same points that match up with the points in here. So now take here, there, there, and there, face, there, 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 and there, and make it a face, yeah. And then take this one, and this one's a little trickier. Both of these I need, well, you know what? When I have to, I have to. This design here didn't exactly portray to this side. I can get the points there. I know the width of the wall. So if I take these 4 points here and extrude, hit enter so they don't go anywhere, then do G, Y, I can move the points out this direction, and it would be a 1.3 because that's been the thickness of my walls all along. Now the reason for doing that is twofold. First of all, this is going to be my window, so I'm going to take that edge here and remove the face. But notice what it did. It gave me my sidewalls around the window, so I don't have to worry about redesigning those. So now I can take this 1, 2, 3, oops, not that one, take that one, and that one, put a face there, and these 4 points on this side. Put a face there, and we've gained our window in the wall. So put a window in the wall with the edges all in place. That looks pretty clean. That looks pretty good. And once I get them in place, see how that's just kind of very uniform. We have the piece here, piece on top. I think I prefer I'm just debating if I want the texture to be vertical, like full planks all the way up, and then worry about them being short planks here and here, or do I want to go this direction? Let's see what the direction of the textures are. See, they're up and down. So if I do textures up and down over through this and cut the window out, then I'm talking about scaling the texture here and scaling the texture there. UV unwrapping should do that just clean and nice. I don't think I have to worry about it. Not quite so much here. Okay, so for this piece, we can get rid of some points here. We're going to move some points down to the bottom, or is it better to move them up? I think it's going to be better to move them up. If I take these points, whenever I get rid of points that I'm not going to use anymore, I try to get rid of them because every vector, every point, everything that you're doing in here is counted and It's more downloads, more everything, more data. And if I'm not going to use them for anything, then definitely condense them when you can. Okay, take that one to there. Okay, that cleaned up a little bit. And these do not need to go all the way around the window. So I'm going to do this. And then take this and subdivide it. This one, subdivide it. Now I have another point I can work with and drop it to there. Now you can see why it shreds my textures if I do that any other time. Okay, and this one, I need the point where it's at to build the ramp off of it, but I do not need the point in here. So for doing the textures, this is actually a key piece in cleaning this up too. I also don't need planes on the bottom underneath my ground because they aren't shown from any angle at all. Okay, so with these pieces in place, just thinking of how I want to dissolve those points that aren't needed. Some of these are needed, some aren't. I can move this one to the corner, move or split that and get that into the corner to get rid of it here. See, some of this is just point cleanup. Okay, so I got that one. Take the point right here and move it to there. Okay, take this and split this line. Yes, there it goes. Subdivide. Take that point and move it to this corner. That should get rid of those pieces. And I could do the same thing with the center points. See, if I get rid of these points, then basically it makes it a lot cleaner design because it'll be one piece all across here. I can either do it that way or we'll see. It depends if I'm actually getting rid of a point or if I'm doing something else. Okay, so let's make this window in the front one first. I'm going to take all 4 of these pieces, same way we did on the other one. Well, this one actually has the points there. Whatever I did different, that one worked, this one didn't. Okay, easy enough. I'm going to take the face here, delete it, faces only, and I'm going to take the face here, delete it, faces only. Now from here, I need to see the points, and I need to create faces inside here to create the window frame. So I'm basically counting or just sliding around, getting all 4 of these, face there. Morning, Leo. My dog sleeps in regardless of what I do. He's like, you got up too early. I'll catch you in a couple hours. Okay, so those faces are in place, and now I can do some more cleanup. See, here's where this one I went this direction. This one I went this way. So now I have a little bit more cleanup to do. Ooh, that one I didn't want there. I see why I had that point there now. Fine. Okay, so if I take this, I can get another point there pretty easily. Let's just mesh. Let's see, vertex. I should be able to duplicate the vertex. Duplicate the 1 point. Oops, I don't want to move it. And then I'm going to say G X, if I got the right direction, nope. GY, and move this point back over to here, and it's going to be somewhere right around there, which would be probably 32, no, 33. Let's see if 33 is the right amount. There's an easy way to do this, and that is when I created this point just now, I put it right in the inside of the wall wireframe. Okay, so if I grab this point here, notice that the X value is this right here, and if I select that point there, I can take the X value. Is that, oh, that was stupid. Okay, cancel that, and back up that. It's not the X value. Once again, I picked the wrong value. It's a Y value. Copy that, take that point, copy the Y value to there. And now it's directly in line with that. Okay, mesh, duplicate, hit enter. And it's on this different Y value is now going to be this one. It's a way of recreating points that I basically killed. So take one of those points and change this to that value. Now I have those 2 points back, and I can put my lines back where they're supposed to be. This is going to be the frame of a doorway, so kind of need this one where it was at. Take both of these, divide, and conquer. To there. And this one to there. Alt M. There you go. I fixed my little mistake I made. One more piece here. Notice it's doing something else weird. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, so this piece I gotta get my bearings straight here. Oh, that was a problem because that's not where that goes. Okay, I can fix that pretty easily. Take this and that. I did it on all three of them. I can see that it merged into itself. Okay, I want to take this point and make it that point. And there's a reason for that. I can fix this easier that direction. It didn't pull the piece underneath because I wasn't attached to it. So now all four of these are wrong and all four of those are wrong. I pulled some points without doing them right. So now I'm going to fix those points by doing this line, this one, subdivide, this one, subdivide, this one, subdivide, and this one, subdivide. There might be one, yeah, there's one more on this end past that. This one, subdivide. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak these pieces using, let's see, Z height is going to be 20 meters. Okay, that's easy enough to remember. And the Y value is going to be this. So if I take this point, I go to that Y value, and I go to 20 meters there, and I've recreated where that point is in space for my overhang. So my inside wall of the overhang, I totally missed that piece when I was doing it. So that will give it the space that it needs. Okay, we also need the X value of this one. Copy that and go here and make it that. Okay, so that is one spot. This one is Y value this, take that point there and move that to 20. And we have that one back in place. Copy that. This one. These should be the same because it is a straight wall. So 20. Then this one. And 20. And this one. And 20. Okay, so this is fixing my wall back here. Notice I'm getting them in place. This one needs the same X value as this. That's when this hitting N brings you up this other list over here, the vertex point. And basically I'm using the vertex points and modify them directly in the scene instead of trying to paint where they go or what have you in here. So now I've done that, but don't worry too much. I want the points in the right place. I'm less worried about the faces at the moment. Now that's just a temporary not worry about it. It will be something I'm fixing here in a minute. So let's do this other side. We have fix this one. Subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. Yeah, I can't see which one's which. There we go. Subdivide, and this one, subdivide. Okay, now we have some points. This one needs to match that on the X value. So let's take the X value and apply it here. And same thing for this one. We're going to fix the X first. Copy the X value of this one. And I'm getting there. Now the Y value of all of these is going to be this value. And I'm going to take there. Go Y value that. And this one's going to be 20. Y value that. Not too hard to fix when I screw something up points wise. We can build some new points here as we go. So that just makes it easy enough to pull off. And 20, take this one, that value, and 20. I like to use round numbers, and on some of this stuff I don't end up with round numbers. It doesn't have to be round numbers for me. It just, when I'm building stuff, sometimes it's easier because I can tell if it's perfect in place because I used round numbers. But in this case, it was easy enough to manipulate, just making sure that the exact same values, X and Y values, as they go. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's go back to solid for a minute. See, I want to be able to put a doorway in here and a doorway on the other side, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't ruin these spots down here. So that line right there is what I restored. Plus, when I put a doorway there, you're going to walk inside. Well, this needs to be solid and, all proper walls on the inside of that area. Now, this area, notice I've gained some double vision surfaces in here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these three places, and I'm going to click delete faces only. Now, that gives me some weird responses here of where is this face? See, that doesn't even belong there. That's why we're dealing with this. Okay, so wireframe. Oh, see, that's the one going down. It's the complete wall, but notice it's not correct because it's going from the top edge of the outside wall to the bottom inside. So top edge to bottom inside. So that particular one, I'm going to delete face, and I'm also going to delete if I can see it correctly here. I'm going to delete the edges that made that face. I think I can just delete. Oh, here we go again. Don't delete the point on the end. Get a closer view. There's a curved edge right there, and I'm not sure what that one is. That's why I'm cleaning this stuff up. Okay, so that little piece right there looks to me like it's going from its top to bottom. Oh, it's on an angle out to that area, which means we do not need that particular piece, but it tells us where our points are. Okay, so just to do it, we do not need that right there. Delete that edge and delete that edge right there, which will also delete the faces next to it because we don't need downward facing faces because they don't do anything for us. It's below the map. We're never going to see it from any angles that we're going to walk, so it's just extra faces that are not needed. Okay, so now that I've cleaned up that, I'm going to clean up this one right there. See, I don't want to lose track of which points are which. So I'm going to create this wall first, because I would have got confused between those different points there. And this one, same thing. I'm going to use that point, and I'm going to put a face there, which is nice and clean. Take these edges, that one, and we do not need them anymore. Okay, and I got rid of a couple other pieces here, but don't worry about that because they're not going to, we're going to put some of this stuff back. We're not going to put them all back, but we're going to put some of them back. This is where it gets a little tricky. I need... Okay, I'm going to be creating some points here because I do not need it the thickness of the ground. It's a 1.5 thickness, and I don't need these walls to go all the way up. And I don't want them to pierce the ground of the piece texture above it. So I'm getting a little technical in this area, but getting that in there. Okay. I am going to use some of these points, so I'm not going to get rid of all my points here. But what I do want to get rid of is I do not need these lines here, here in my scene. So I'll delete those edges. Makes it a little easier now. I'm not looking past them. We still have a couple edges messed up in here, and I'm gonna fix those. Let's go through them. Okay, so here's the deal. This face right here isn't correct, so I'm going to delete that face, delete this face, and fix these as we go, and delete not that face, but that face. Delete faces only. And if I'm not mistaken, that should have had some edges on those faces that it didn't take. Let's find out. Make sure there's no extra edges there. No, there isn't. It just has the two. It went from this point to this point, and it didn't leave the edge. Oh, this one looks like it did. Okay, so we still have a face right there. Let's get that face. Okay, that's it. Delete faces only. Okay, so by cleaning up those pieces and getting rid of those, I'm going to be putting a door here, so I'm not necessarily going to put this wall in place just yet. I'll need to do some more work on that before I can. That's the outer one. This is the inner one that's all messed up. There we go. So I'm going to create a new face for this side from here, here, there, and there. That's a new face where it belongs. And then the other part of that is I can now delete some of these edges that we're not using, which is that one, that one, that one, and that one. Delete. Edges and faces. Okay, so other edges may have disappeared, but that's all fine because they were attached to these pieces that aren't proper, aren't in the right place. Now from there, I'm going to put a door in this area, but I don't need... This isn't going to be a door on this one. So I'm going to make this... It's going to be from somewhere over here. Let me see if I can't split that. Let's try a loop cut, see if it's going to give me anything over here. No, that's not going to do it. There is a cutting tool. That's a loop cut. Loop cut doesn't work if you don't have an object to grab, and it's like not finding the wall here that I have. So if I... this one and this, well, see, that's the long side all the way across there. That isn't going to be the one I'm using. That's the problem. That one. What is that line? I don't want to go deleting lines. That's going to ruin my piece. That is the outer edge. Leave that right where it's at. I need... Okay, so to get this line in place, I'm going to go from right here to right there, create an edge, which if you push F, you can get an edge for that. Now I have one there, and I have one here. I'm going to subdivide those. What did it do? And let me undo that. I don't want to do it that way. That's why I always grab one at a time. All I want is to subdivide and get the points in the center. And once I have that, now I can take this and that point, and I can scoot them over. GY, oops, wrong direction. GX, I always spin the axis and then can't find where I'm going. Okay, I want it to be something like about that wide. So if I go to -3 maybe, -3, maybe I'll remember it, and I can repeat this on the other side. Okay, so the idea is this will be a wall from here, 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 and there. That'll be a face, and this from there, 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 and there will be a face. Okay, so that kind of frames the inside of the wall on that side. Top points, I probably have to lower them to not be mess with the ground below, above. Let's see what happens here. Solid. Okay, so this is my ceiling. And if I'm inside this section down below, okay, let's see what happens when I look around. When I look up, the ceiling, oh, I'm still above it. Let me get down below it. Am I down below it now? Hey, oh, thanks. Okay. I can... I want to be down below in this section here. Okay, now I'm in the section. That kind of builds the wall. I don't have the outside wall done, but notice there's a couple extra rings here. This line right here and this line there don't need to be there. Just the edges. Hopefully that doesn't like kill my outer walls or anything else again, any of my designs. I'm going to go back up and take a peek. No, I think I'm okay on that. Don't worry, I'm going to add the ground section here in a minute. That will get the rest of that. I'm not worried about that other side of the wall yet. Okay, so we have a nice clean wall here. And if I switch to this mode, wireframe, now that's really going to confuse things. Okay. Need to get it where I'm not looking at that building behind it so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so from that, if I go there, 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 and there, go face, and ooh, that one doesn't have a point on that side. Okay, so I need to match on the outside of this wall. I need to get my doorway here by having this place created. And then I can panel out that whole piece all in one. So let's go back to solid so we don't see too far. That's the inside wall. That's okay. This area here, although I need those points up on top, I do not need all this stuff on the bottom edge of this. So I'm going to take this and, well, if I take that, it's going to be that up there. I don't want to move the point on the top half of that, but I need to create a new line right in there, and it's not going to let me loop cut, so how did I do that last time? I took the bottom piece and subdivided it. I took the top piece right here. Yeah, that's not it. Z wireframe. Will that change my perspective of where I'm at? That one right there. And subdivide that. Then, that's interesting. Okay, switch to point view. Where is that? I did get the right one. Didn't end up in the same place. Oh, it's one line all the way to there. Okay, so if I take this point and GX, move that over to -3. And if I take the X value there, copy that, take this one to that same X value. Then I've created my 4 points. I can highlight all 4 points and put a face there. Now I have a doorway. I have a piece going into the door at that point. Let's go back to solid for a minute. So now I have some extra pieces here. That one and that one are not in the right place, so we're going to delete the faces only. Grab the edge tool, grab this edge and remove them from this place. And now that I've done that, I should be able to get this point, and okay, I have to go inside the wall to get the next points. That point, I think I'm good. Yes. And that point. If I grab the right points, it's going to make a nice pretty wall, and we're good to go. Okay, so I got the right places. Yay! That's a good sign. A couple other cleanup things. First of all, it does not need lines on the ground, so I'm going to delete those edges. You can always put them back if we end up needing them. And also, there's some points down here like there and there. I'm going to take a peek inside and see if we're needing those in any way. Doesn't look like it because we're not stretching across. We're not putting anything on the inside of the wall there. Did they put things? I don't think I want to put windows on this lower part. No windows. They just did straight on through. I kind of like that concept. You can run through there, but it's not doing anything else. So if I move this point and that point. Okay, go to Z mode. I want to see, I know that moved over some other points here, so move that at last. And this one, I can move it to here because that's part of that wall. And then take this little segment here, right there, and delete edge. Okay, so that gave me kind of a nice clean wall on this side. Were there points on the top that I want to get rid of? I'll worry about those points in a minute. Let's create the door on this side now. So to do that, let me first try to move this in a position where I'm not looking straight on through. I don't want to necessarily see that whole piece behind it every time. Let's go to a little higher position, a little farther back. Okay, so for this outside wall, yeah. First things first, and that is, okay, that gives me the whole wall. Let's go to solid mode, and I'm going to select this, 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 and this, and delete the faces to begin with. That's going to give us a little bit of area to work with. I'm making the ramp or stairs on this side, so this is the side I want the doorway. Notice there is, I'm going to take out both of those pieces on the inside also. We're going to be reconstructing them anyway. So now, what I need is, I have a door frame on the left side here, and I need to make one somewhere over here. So let's see, vertices, okay, hang on. We're going to get rid of some extra pieces down here, if found. We do not need faces on the bottom of that stuff. Okay, so let's grab the edge here, subdivide it, this edge, subdivide it, take both of those points that I just created. I'm going to move them over. G, is it Y? Nope, I did that last time. GX, and I'm going to move them over this way, a total of 3, just like I did on the other side. And now I need to do the same thing for the top. Let's see if I can get a position here. Nope, see, this doesn't show up from this angle. The ones that I'm dealing with are actually, I'd be splitting that line right there and this line right here. Another way to do that is, since all I want right now are the 2 points, I can actually take this and that, duplicate, mesh, duplicate, hit enter, and then on each one of those 2 points, change the value to 20. And now I should have 2 points highlighted. Yep, they're at the top of the wall. It's a good sign. Go here and here, put a face on that. Makes it the easiest to work with. Go here and here. There and there, put a face on it. And now I want this one and that one. And this one and that one. Put a face on it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. The other part on the inside of the wall, I got to make sure I get a face on that piece. I could take out this piece at the moment, but you know, I can get there by doing this too. There we go. Rotate it up a little bit. Okay, so if I go there, there, and then right above that, there, and there, put a face. That takes care of that piece of wall. I'm getting them in place. I'm getting them in place. Okay, so now there's a couple extra pieces here. These extra edges aren't needed. They're going to be showing in the middle of my wall if I leave them there. So I'm going to take those four, delete edges and faces only. And now I also don't need edges right there. Edges and faces. Okay, so now I have these points, which, wait a minute, I don't need the points there either. So take this point to there. This one to there. Some of them were used while I was building things. Other ones aren't needed. And I'm going to go from here to there. Follow those lines up, and it goes to there and to there. Create a face just to see it work nice and smooth. That looks good. We have the doorway, we have that piece. Okay, those look good. Now I'm going to flip around to the outside and do the same thing here, which is first get rid of that point to there. Okay. Take those 2 points and then rotate around and see it will be this point and that point. If I did everything right, yes, it highlights it, and when I push face, I have one clean face doing that whole piece all around the outside edge. Okay, X and Y to Z. Yeah, we got the whole wheel. Okay, that doesn't help. Okay, so we've got our little building area here. Doing pretty good on it, making some good progress. I have kind of a different design over there to over here, which I kind of want to fix. So I think I'm going to go with vertical. My instinct at the start is that when I set up these pieces and I start putting the textures on them, it's going to prefer to be the same height as the other things. Oh, before I do that, let me finish out this piece. Now what I'm going to do is, first of all, there's a couple extra lines here that I do not need. Okay, these ones create the doorways, so those have to be there. But this particular line right there and there aren't actually part of anything. So I'm going to get rid of those two. I'm going to get a little closer here so I can see what I'm doing. Delete those lines, edges only, because they're in between two walls. And the other part is, once I do that, I can get rid of this point to there. And this point to there. Just gets rid of a little bit of a cleanup. It doesn't affect this outer one because this is where that actually starts at. So that's clear of those points. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. This is our doorway, but this and this are not the edges for anything else. And when you have extra edges, sometimes they show through things, so that's the reason I get rid of extra points and edges. I don't want them interfering with textures. I don't want to. I just don't want extra points if we don't need them. If they're not being used, then Cleaner Designs don't have them on there. So as I find things, I get rid of them. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a flooring on here, but I don't want the flooring to actually, see, that's where it's going to matter right there. Yeah. Okay, I am going to take certain points here and I'm going to lower them so that the planes of this thing do not match up with the flooring that I'm going to put on there so that the edges don't show through. To do that, all I'm going to do is take these things and I'm going to go down to like, is it minus that I'm going? Yep, minus 0.5. I left the door spaces here because, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's the top of those door spaces. I can move them. Sorry, I gotta be real careful which ones I grab here. Okay, so by grabbing those and go GZ minus 0.5, what I did was I lowered those lines because I do want to keep those lines. They're the top edges of things. Oh, that's going to change the edge of that. It changes the texture when you tweak those couple items. Need to be very careful about resizing textures, but that's the side door. I think I can get away with that without causing any real damage here. Okay, so then the idea is this. If I take here to there and there and there, put a floor in there. Now we have a nice clean floor, one solid sheet, 4 points, easily defined. And now I see I've got some extra points right here. What are these points? Let me go to Z so I can see the wireframe. That's the top of the door. So I can't move those. They need to stay right where they are. They're the top of the door. Okay, that's fine. That's exactly where they need to be. I could move them down. See, we're in that space between the floor and the height. So if I took those points and just moved them down the half, oops, not that one, here and there. If I moved them GZ minus 0.5, now they're level across the top, but they're also matching everything else. See, the reason I did that, and what does it do to here? That's inside the wall edge, so these edges here, that means they're not going to show any different for that. Is it doing anything different for the textures? Okay, so what line is that connected to? It goes to that point, which is right there. I don't think it needs a connector between those 2 points. It goes all the way across to the corner on that particular piece. See, the corner is also in that wall space. That would be, I think, I'm just trying to line up some points and make sense of this whole thing. If I take, is it that one or that one? I can't see which one I'm grabbing. No, I do not want to work the outside edge. It would be this one, which means this one. I can't see it on the other side yet. It would be that one and that one. But see, that's my plane. That creates that ground. Am I trying to fix something that's not broken? Let me take a look. What I don't want... Okay, I referenced those 2 points down a little bit, but it doesn't affect the outside edge because the outside edge... Yes, it does. You know what? I don't like doing that. Although it takes the edges out of the top piece, it ruins a couple things. Yeah, I've got an issue with that. Because that's the same point as this wall. If I tweak that down, I ruin it. If I leave it where it is, the wall goes crooked to here. It needs to be straight to there. On this outside edge at least. Okay, so if I take these 4 points again, the ones I already tweaked, that turns out I don't want to tweak. X 0.5. Do that. That keeps the outside wall straight, makes the inside wall go down just a little bit. It's a diagonal piece, which means these edges are going to be a little skewed on their pattern on the inside. Not much I can... I don't want those edges to pierce the top piece here. So, okay, that's going to actually work out fine. That will make it look good. Let's go solid. And what I'm getting is this so far. So we got a duplicate edge here, but that's the entrance into here. That's only because we're still using this piece here. When I build the actual ramp instead of that piece, I'll take that piece away. So we'll clean that up at that time. Let's fix some of this. Okay, so the way I have this one over here, what I need to do is I need to get rid of that line, this edge. So I'm going to take that edge and I'm going to subdivide it. And I'm going to take one side of it and subdivide it again. Gives me 2 points. And I'm going to basically follow the edge around this box right here. Okay, and going to do the same thing with this one. Subdivide, subdivide again to give me 2 points within it. Take that one, go to there. I could do this one at the same time. Yeah, let's do them both. Subdivide that one and subdivide it again. Take this one, let's see, what is it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be 2 subdivisions again. And subdivide it again. Okay, so taking these points, I need this one, and this one, and that one to all merge there. Nice. Okay, then I can take this one, this one, this one, this one, and merge them there. Take this one, merge it there. Oh, missed one. Take that one and merge it there. And I end up with nice clean panels. What's that one doing? Let me figure out. Let's see what this side looks like. It is better to just drop it down to there. At last, take these 3 points down to there. And go around the inside, and now we got to fix these. Okay, so if I take this line, subdivide, this line, subdivide, this line, subdivide, and, ooh, I don't have a point right there, do I? I probably do. Take this one, subdivide, subdivide, and Okay, I've got a bunch of points. Let's see. Ooh, there is no point right there, so we're going to create one. That would be, why is this direction? Yes, okay, X. I know, I've got the little diagram there. Sometimes it was hidden, but okay, so if I take that one, take this point down here, that's my doorway, isn't it? Yes, it is. Do not move that point. Did I move the point down here? No, I didn't. See, I didn't ruin that one. Oh, I haven't done that one yet. Okay, did I ruin any points on the outside edge? No, because the outside edge doesn't touch the piece down below. Okay, so what I need is to take this one and move it to this value, and then find out what this height is, 20 meters. Put this one right at 20 meters. Now I've gained the piece that I need it to be. I can take this one, this one, this one, and move them all right there. Sure. Didn't do any extras, did I? No. Okay. Take this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and move them there. This one and this one, move it there. Do I need these pieces? Oops. And then finally this one to there. And this one to there. Okay, so that was a bit of a cleanup piece and got rid of all those. And let's make sure I didn't break anything down below or inside. Inside looks good from here. Down below looks good here. We didn't kill any corners of the buildings. That's a good sign. And it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. The only other thing I could do, I could move this line, but I'd rather this be a panel and this be an edge of this panel. So I'm going to kind of leave that the way it is for now, because that will be this piece opposed to, you know, an edge here and an edge here. Because the top's exposed, you can actually see that that would be different segments connected. Okay, so with that said, now I'm going to clean up this piece in here. Let's start with segmenting that piece, subdivide it, and subdivide it again. Take this one, subdivide, and subdivide it again. And I will go look at the points. This one, bring it down to there. And this one, bring it down, and this one, bring it down to there. Okay, and now this top edge is at 16 above that, so it's at 36. I can tell that already, but just to confirm, 36. So if I take the X value of this, take that point, make this 36, and make this that. Okay. I'm fixing this whole section, so don't worry about that piece just yet. Go there to there. Actually make this one and that one go up to there. At last. And it filled in this spot, and it created this spot out of it. Okay, so those two are fixed. Now I need to take this segment right here, subdivide it, and subdivide it. This one, subdivide it, and subdivide another one. There we go. Okay, now I have the points I need, and I can take this one to the same X value as this. So I'm going to take this piece, X equals that, and this equals 36, puts it up there. This one goes to there. And, oh, that one can also go up. Now this one needs to go to the same X value that I just recorded and drop that down to 20. And there we go with that point. And finally, this one can go right there. Okay, so that looks pretty good from this angle. How bad did I screw it up downstairs or below? Nope, everything looks good. It's a good sign. And finally from here, don't worry, those values are going to move up, so we'll correct that when we do it. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take this edge, subdivide. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, that went all the way across. That isn't even the piece that I'm doing there. Okay, if I have to, I'll delete a couple things and fix this. Let's undo that. And delete edges and faces only. Oops, didn't mean to select everything. Let's go back to solid. I want to see. The edges are still all there. Okay, so it took off that top face, which is fine. I can fix that. It was the face, oh, of that complete wall. Okay, no worries. I need a couple things here. Let's move this one to the top. I'll split this one, this edge, subdivide, take that point, first of all, that value, take that point to that value, and make it 36 high, squares off that edge of it. Now, just to double check, okay, so there's no flying edges in here. Take this one, this segment, subdivide, and take another segment and subdivide that. Take this point right there, X value, go here. Yeah, getting a few pieces in place here, 36. And then this one, taking it all the way up to there. Okay, and this one can go all the way up there too. Okay, take these 4 points, create a new face, no problem there. The top edges, notice that has breaks in them, this one doesn't. I'm gonna make those all the same. I can do that by selecting this piece. Instead of subdividing and moving them and doing all that stuff, all I have to do is delete the face, and from the points, create a new face. Since I have all the points here, it's actually faster and easier. And face. Okay, so that cleaned up the top edge of that. And now this can go down to there. Which I'm going to take this one down to there. And it opened up that edge, but don't worry, that's not going to stay that way. Okay, so take this edge right here, subdivide, and take this piece, this piece and subdivide it. This one and subdivide it. That'll do it. So take X value, this one should go to that X value and to 20. Then this one can go up to there, which creates a little bit better of an angle here. This one goes to this X value. So copy that value, take that, and take it down to 20. And now we have those spots. I can take this point, that one, and that one, and create a face, and it's good to go. Okay, so that clean, oops, I missed one. Let's take this one over here, subdivide it, and take another segment, subdivide that, take those points and kill them. Take this one down to there, and this one down to there. Okay, so from there, have a lot of pieces fixed, a lot of them in place. No extra points. Nice and clean. It actually came out nice and clean. We've got us a little bit of a building here, a little stopping place to be able to shoot from, and we have a space to go down inside of it down below. Let's check it out. File save and file export as a Babylon. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, let's exit that mode and file save. File exit Babylon, or export as Babylon. Put it there. Go into my scene. First log on to admin. Okay, from here, what I can do is media library, 3D objects. I have my paintball arena. All I have to do is upload Blender. Paintball arena is this one. And let's get rid of some of this stuff here. Need to see it in a format I can see it. I put a lot of stuff in here that I'm not using yet, but these are the main files I want to put up there. Open that. It updates the files in place, and now when I go to communities, select community and paintball, okay, also let me move this right out of your way here. Okay, that should help. And now you can see more of the screen. Okay, so now let's take a little, I told it to tell me what I'm picking, so right now it's doing that as requested. I'm going to walk around here. It's going to be a lot easier to see once I texture this stuff, but for now, I'm basically going up here, and I'm going to go up here. See my space down there? You can see it off to the left already. Here I can even move this admin area out of the way. Walking over here, taking a little jog, and I'm going to go forward. Okay, so we can walk up here. And it's a pretty good height for the rifle to fit through, which is what I was aiming for. Oops, I kind of climbed the wall. Don't want to do that. Oh, notice some of my... I just went through the wall. I didn't set some of this stuff to capture that. Okay, fine. I ran right into the wall and it got me stuck. Can I jump out of it? No. I'm stuck in the wall. Guess that'll be something I have to fix, huh? Okay, we're going another route. I can do the same route, but I think it was just showing me the other walls. I got to check those out real quick again. And here's my guy. Whoops, going that way. I can see it from there. I'm going to take this route. I could go that other route. It's just me running into the wall. Shouldn't have done that. I got too close. Now I have this ramp going up this side. That's why I have these here, so I can just run up the ramps till I build the stairs or whatever I'm going to build. And turning, and I'm all over the place today. I'm going to play around with the controls. Oh, I was holding shift down while I was doing it, so I was rotating rather quickly. Okay, so I need to check a couple faces. Some of the faces aren't correct. For example, that is not correct. And those aren't correct. Okay, got to check all the faces. There's some faces that are going the wrong directions, especially from the inside here. I think I added the faces for going from the wrong ways. Okay, so then after those faces are fixed, the other part though is, can I walk inside? Oh, some faces wrong there. And I can go right through the thing. So yes, that part does work. Okay, so let's clean up some faces real quick and get this thing looking right. Now, I know I can go here, click. That's this one, and where'd it go? Oh, I'm not in that mode, sorry. Gotta highlight this and go into this mode. Now I get the edges, I can tell it the faces, show me the direction that they're going. I kind of wish that went higher amounts because they don't stick out all that far from what I'm doing. But notice I can tell on a lot of these what they're doing, and that's all I need. See, here's where it gets tricky. The one on the outside and the one on the inside. I guess if I made them shorter, then I guess I could see the difference. Because it's going all the way from this side all the way through here. But then this face right here is that little nub where it's not being shown. So that's how you can tell the difference. But if I take the normals, take the size down, now it's a very clear picture because they don't go all the way through the wall, but you can see which ones are. And anywhere that we can't see that on a face needs to be reversed. So, starting here, those four walls, this on top, and if I click N, nope, that's not, sorry. I think it's Control N. No. Alt N. Flip. So Alt N gives me the quick key for it. Took me a minute to find that. Okay, and on this outside, notice I'm not seeing the normals here. So click each one of these, Alt N, flip. Now I got the normals sticking out on those. These are not, that one isn't showing. Boy, these aren't showing. Okay, click on those four. That's why I'm checking all these. Alt N. Flip the normals. If you don't do Alt N, if you go to Mesh, you can go down to Normals and click Flip. So it is available on that also. That one's sticking out the right direction. That's a good sign. And let's move around this process. Those look good. Those look good. And the outside of these are good. Just walking my way around. Take this side and that one and that. And it looks like the top also aren't going the right direction. Then we have this one, oh, that one is correct. That one and that one. So that's where it gets confusing, is when some are and some aren't. Okay, like if you just looked at the page and then tried to fix them all, you'd be wrong most of the time, huh? I would be wrong most of the time. Alt N, flip the normals. Okay, that gives me a doorway, a face of the building. That one's sticking out, we're good there. And they're sticking out on top. These are not sticking out. So Alt N, flip the normals. Now they are sticking out. Let's get a little closer. Okay, those look good. That one's missing. Okay. Our floor is okay. That's a good sign. We can step on the floor. Okay, so that should fix each of these. Let me get on the other side of this wall real quick. Let me just flip it around here and back up. Make sure we're getting all these in place. Yep, I see them everywhere. Okay, now let's check the lower floor. I'm not seeing them here. There, there. Alt N, flip, get them all on the outside of these pieces. Let's see what the roof in there, it looks good. It is pointing downward. It's a good sign. That one isn't showing anywhere, I don't think. And that one isn't showing anywhere. Now it is. Okay, we need this one. And working my way around. Okay, get in a little closer. Wait a minute. Show me the piece. There it is. Okay. This one, this one, this one, and... ooh, I got a couple lines on the ground there I can fix too. Alt N, flip this wall. And can I see inside the door there? That one also. Okay. While I'm here, take those two edges, which do not need to be there, and remove that. And I think I got them all. It looks like, oh, do we have, yes, those edges up underneath there. All the tops are showing. Did I get them all? Nope, missing one right there. Oops. Face. Flip that, and I think we've got them all. Now that we have all the faces showing the right direction, now we're going to have a much more interesting view of everything. Oh, there's one. Flip that, and you know what, I can see the other one from this side. Yep, that one's already been flipped. The doorways are both flipped. Okay, I think I got them all. If I did, oh wait a minute. This one and this one aren't flipped. There you go. I know I look at something like 5 times, and next thing you know I look again and realize they're not flipped. Okay, so now that I've flipped them all, save that. File save. And if I export it, okay. Okay, so now that I have that out there, let's take this piece. First thing I have to do is go to Settings, and I have to make sure that it doesn't cache my, oops, what am I going? Go backwards. Scroll down, there we go. Where did it go? Clear browsing data, sorry. My brain was shut off there for a second. Okay, so in the admin, I can go back to Media Library, update this, Paintball Arena, replace the files, and upload the newest versions, which are right here. Oops, start there and go to there. Open all those. Basically uploads these files. It blinks real quick. Didn't blink. I guess it uploaded. Let me find out. Did it do it so fast that I didn't notice it? There it goes. Okay, so now I have the new files in place. Let me refresh that. See, we have all these weird things that we were seeing on it. So now that should really help if we just take this piece and... I know, I'm still walking around from here. Okay, I need to, when I walk this time, I need to save it someplace closer instead of starting here every time. Because I'm spinning around, walking out. I put it here when I was working in this particular building. But now that we're working down here, I can actually come over here and there's my building. Okay, it looks pretty good from down here. And I can walk inside. Those walls all look good. I know I'm kind of stuck in here. Okay, let me get out of here. Oops, I just ran into a wall. There we go. Okay, and now... That looks pretty good. We have our little spot. Now, we'll still texture this. That's all coming up. We haven't done it yet, but I'll texture it and put some edges on it, do all kinds of stuff so we can work with that. And running up here, we have a little area to run and hide. We'll have a path going down on this side. And right now I'm staying in third person, but it doesn't have to. I'll be able to shoot through that hole by the time I'm done. And there we go. Looking good, looking good. So that's where we're at. That's what we've created so far. And we'll keep on going. We'll keep on going. We'll keep on building. He should be able to put a gun through that spot. If I end up needing to make them a little bit higher or a little bit lower or a little taller of windows so that, you know, basically to make sure that, like, when I stand here, noticing that the head is actually above the thing, all I have to do is move that up a little bit, but I want to make sure the rifle fits through it too. I could take, the only thing I'd consider right now would be take these top edges here. Let me go Z, wireframe. Whoa, that kind of lost my track of places here. Okay, so if I go these and these, and if I go these, and I can't see which ones are in those others. There we go. These. And then all I have to do is GZ. And I can make the holes a little bit larger so that he can see out and shoot out wherever it is. Let's go 2. That looks pretty good. And then if I save that again, I'd have the windows up a little bit higher. So there'll be some more stuff I do on this before I publish it again, but you get the idea. Looks pretty good. We have this in place. And we're ready. We've got another piece in place here. So created another section of the place. We'll keep on building and we'll texturize this and do all kinds of cool stuff in the future. But bear with me and follow me if you haven't already, and you'll catch me when I'm on again. But I want to thank you for watching today and sticking with me. I will be back. I stream most days, so make sure you follow and you'll know when I'm online. By rule of thumb, I'm usually here about 10 o'clock California, that's Pacific time, 10 a.m. But I'll be playing some reruns, so if you don't catch me at that time, you should be able to catch me at other times. And, well, that's it. I'll see you again real soon. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.